Okay, so 5, 4, 3,
2.
1.
Wait. Giggles, did you up there? I can't tell.
I said 1.
Podcast. This is episode 1, and today is September 25th, 2015. My name is Jeppy Condile.
I'm Frozen GFX.
Mr. Giggles.
And this is our first inaugural episode, which is kind of redundant that I say that, but it's all good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing awesome.
Doing very well, thank you.
As of today, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. As of today, we just launched Brainal.net. Not officially, I guess it's kind of a soft launch. What would you say, Frozen?
Yeah, I definitely would say it's a soft launch. Got everything up there that we have, and there'll be some changes in the future. But I think for right now, it's pretty much set for right now.
Cool. I think we should explain to the audience exactly what Brainal is, because that's still something we got to kind of figure out. So, Giggles, you want to go for it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot, huh, Gigs?
Let me ask you like the hardest question and then put you on the spot. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not answering that question. I'm horrible at that. I think the best way to explain it would be...
I believe in you.
Alright, so what is Brainal? Brainal is the collected effort between the three of us, and it is a sum of game reviews, podcasts, and articles that we've posted covering all sorts of different genres of games and different types of games, as well as AWA, which is the Anime Weekend at Atlanta Convention, as well as some other things. Do you guys want to add in anything to that?
No, keep going, man. You are rocking the crap out of this.
You got it, man. Tell me more.
I'm gonna sit back right now. I'm listening.
You guys are freaking useless.
I don't know about that.
This is kind of like when we play Destiny and Jeppy just dies in the first 10 seconds of the match before it even starts.
This is kind of like Destiny because you're just lying. Anyway, so yeah, no, I think you said it really well. I guess we're kind of a network, or Brainal is a network of different video game related crap. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We've got Brainal.net. We have the YouTube channel, which is straight up Brainal. We have a Twitch, which is straight up. we have a Twitch channel, which is BrainalOfficial. Twitter's BrainalOfficial. Yeah, we're doing all that stuff. And a podcast, which we should put on iTunes and on the website fairly soon, hopefully within a few days.
Mm-hmm.
But it is just the three of us, and we are each contributing in our own unique way, some more special than others, some for the giggles.
And by contributing, you mean nothing.
Moral support is I think the words are what I'm thinking of. I'm kidding.
Yeah, me too.
But
no, Frozen,
yes.
you're okay. Jeppy's still on. That hasn't changed.
Can't wait to delete you completely from this podcast. It's gonna be great. There will be a stretch in this podcast where you're just not going to be heard. Just letting you know.
I come at the very end.
Coming at all.
Oh, no comment. But anyway, so yeah, we just want to share our love for video games with everybody, and we're not trying to be the biggest website or anything like that. We just want to just share that love, and that is what I usually say when I don't know what else to say. Frozen?
You want my take on what this is going to be? Well, I agree a lot with Giggles as far as gaming reviews and things like that. And I really see us wrapping all of our collective knowledge into gaming, whether it's old school gaming, which is new school gaming, PC, mobile, console, whatever it is. The way that I see it is, it's really a way of just, like you said, putting our collective contributions together and just sharing what we know and what we would like to know about games and gaming history.
I think it's fair to say that we are an honest group of gamers. There's no bias really here except for our own little personal bias. I mean, I'm more the casual gamer in the group as well as the MMO guy. Jeppy is all about the horror games, pretty much. I think that's fair. Frozen, you're...
Yeah, you don't know what I...
Yeah, Frozen just does everything else that we don't do. I don't know. You just forget that.
No, man. He probably, I'm assuming, right? You played WoW more than Giggles did.
Yeah, I played WoW for 6 or 7 years. And
you beat me. I only did it for 3.
Yeah, I mean, I had my own guild and things like that. But I think.
Hold up!
Did somebody just bust some ass?
Giggles, did you just fart? I'm gonna have to enhance that on the podcast. In fact, that's gonna be your only contribution to this podcast.
That is gonna be
delete everything except for that.
That's gonna be the intro
Giggles,
and the outro.
Oh, it's such a great microphone, isn't it, Giggles? It picks everything up. Oh, this is... I think that sums up what Brainal's about.
That sums up Jeppy's contribution to this podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. Just wait till I edit this podcast. Sorry, keep going, Frozen.
I'd say what I would specifically contribute or the things that I tend to gravitate, the genre I tend to gravitate towards in gaming is fighting games, adventure RPG games. Horror games are not going to be something that I'm going to actively pursue, but you know what? For the site, I need to jump into that. I need to
stop being. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I need to stop being a little baby and really just put on my big boy pants and go to town on this thing.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but yeah, and I really want to focus also on just old school games. Things that I grew up with. I'm sure you guys have grown up with as well. And we've talked already about different segments and different things you want to contribute to. So you guys out there should be seeing things happen in the near future.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Let's see what else. I think we should also get into. Again, this is going to be changing as we just figure out what it is we're doing. But as of now, we have started a few different plans. We have plans for a few different YouTube series. The first one that was launched this past week was Brainal Plays, and that's essentially it's our version of a Let's Play, but more or less with current games coming out. Right now, mainly it's just, as of now, it's me playing Soma, which I've been really enjoying. And I'm trying not to make the videos longer than about 20 minutes or so. The first one was too long, so I'm tweaking that. But this series will not just be me. So we're gonna take turns and everything. It's gonna be fun. We also introduced last night. Yeah, it was last night. We introduced. So Frozen and I, a couple nights ago, were playing Destiny, and we came across this weird Indiana Jones-ish type sequence of events to unlock this Destiny emblem called Silent Scream. So we thought it'd be a good idea to just, show that, put in a video, show that to everyone else. We are not claiming we're not claiming the first people to find it, but It was just weird. We stumbled across it.
Yeah, that was something that I had seen on Reddit, people talking about Silent Scream, and I had no idea what that was, and I didn't really have an interest in finding out what it is. But when we kind of discovered that, it was like a shot of, acknowledgement. It's like, oh my God, yeah, that's the thing. So.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I saw that one time.
So Jeppy, you should tell them about how great that video went when we did it. How awesome it is.
Good news, bad news. The bad news was Frozen's voice wasn't in it, and that Frozen again. I'm sorry for it. I really screwed up the wiring. The good news is that Giggle's voice wasn't in it, and to the world, you're welcome. Okay, it was just nothing but farts, so you didn't miss anything. I should put those farts in the video. That'd be hilarious. But it was fun. Oh yeah. So anyway, that was the kickoff of a different YouTube series called Just a Tip, Please, where it's just our, I don't know, FAQ walkthrough hint tip section, and we just try to keep it very just quick and to the point. Still changing as far as the format of what it will be. But I'm not a big fan of, unless the actual thing that we're trying to show is a long process, I'm not a big fan of having really long videos where you only need just a certain part of it or whatever. But yeah, so we posted that. Frozen, do you want to say, you want to talk about your series you want to start?
Yeah, definitely want to create a series or segment called Brainal Replays. And that's really going to kind of focus on old school games, games that we may have played during our childhood, games that we grew up with. And should I say what I'm going to be working on soon, or just kind of? Yeah. So one of the first PC games that I ever played, and a game that I fell in love with and fell in love with the series, is the Myst series. So getting things set up now to go ahead and play that. It's difficult considering that we're now up in Windows 10, and I have Windows 8 now. It doesn't really transfer very well. And the game crashes as it is right now, but I'm trying to work some things out so we can get that going. And I don't know, maybe it'll be about 15 to 20 minutes in length, different parts, just playing it through, and I'll provide some history of the game and little tips and tricks. And I think that's gonna open up a lot of content for us, and we can all contribute to that.
Cool. And not just that, I mean, to show everyone else about that game, especially since that TV show's coming out at some point, right? That's going to be cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because Frozen knows this. That was a very big game for me, too, growing up. And I really can't wait to watch that series. That's going to be dope. Just curious, do you plan on also doing, like, Riven? And,
yeah. I want to go. I think I want to focus on the main three, the trilogy, the Myst, Riven, and then Exile, because I think those were just kind of it was iconic of that particular series. 4, I don't really remember much about. I know I've played it, but I don't think I've played number 5. But I think I'm just going to focus on the first 3. Because they were very, very, very good when it came out. It was pretty amazing.
What about Journeyman Project?
Yes, that is on deck.
Dude.
Want to do Journeyman Project.
So excited.
Yeah. So, hey, by the way, I don't know if you want to celebrate this little milestone, but for Just a Tip, Please, our little video. Mm-hmm. So far, we've had 179 views.
That's awesome.
That's like amazing, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, great job. Yeah, so just so we have an idea, some record as far as what those series are, because some of them weren't named, like Just a Tip Please wasn't named when we recorded the first video, and I realized we never explained it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Anyway, so I think we should get on to video game news as far as what's been going on this past week. One thing that I think was pretty interesting is, and not many people know about this, or at least it wasn't really as widespread as I thought it would, but, Nintendo has a new CEO. Any of you know who it is?
No, who was it?
No idea.
His name is Tatsumi Kimishima, and I only know that because I'm reading it right now from my face. This guy, so I've never personally heard of this guy before. Again, you guys will learn about me. I'm a huge Nintendo fan that has not finished Super Mario Brothers 3, and I'm going to do that.
Oh, we should. Yeah, we should. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
But this guy, tell me if you think this guy is the right guy for the job. Now, as of now, I don't know if he's supposed to be temporary fill-in or if he's the next permanent one. I haven't done, unfortunately, I apologize, not too much research on this. But, let's see. He was... Okay, so I'm going to do step by step. You guys tell me if it's a good or a bad thing for Nintendo. The site is Wikipedia, just saying for the record. So he used to work for this Sanwa Bank of Japan for 27 years. What do you guys think about that?
Negative.
Okay.
Well, I'm familiar with Sanwa, but maybe in a different aspect. But I think that's a positive.
Wait, is Sanwa? Sanwa's not the joystick company, is it?
Well, see, that's what I'm associating it to. So, but I know they also do food or international export. I don't really know, but when you say Sanwa, I think about that. I think about the arcade parts, the joysticks, the buttons, some electrical components. So, I don't.
Did you say it was a bank?
Yeah,
you could say it was a bank. Yeah,
you could say it was a bank. Did you go into the bank and buy joysticks while you're at the bank?
Of course. I have a whole safety deposit box of just joysticks and buttons.
Frozen, you want to give a little backstory as to why we know that company?
The reason why we know that company is for Street Fighter 4 when that came out. I was not happy with the Xbox controller, the 360 controller at the time.
Wait, it wasn't Street Fighter 4. I think it was Super Street Fighter 4. It was the first semi-release, right? Because I had to convince you to get that, and the deal was
that is true. That is very true.
I had to make the. We had to make. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So Super Street Fighter 4. He convinced me to get it, and I wasn't happy with the 360 controller, so I went online to see about buying a joystick, and then I stumbled across a forum that was listing a guide on how to build one, and that's all I needed, man. I just went forth in that and started doing my own, got Jeppy involved, and we both created our own joysticks to kick each other's asses.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently Sanwa is one of the most respected joystick component companies. So that's why we know that. But anyway, so that is what he did for 27 years. Then he was hired 2000. He worked for Pokemon Company's CFO.
That's a positive. I think that would be positive.
Then the year after, he was appointed to the president of Pokemon USA.
Wow.
Well, then he's had a lot of dealings with Nintendo, though, because...
Oh, yeah, we're not done. That was just in 2001. Let's see what we got here. Then it says here, during Kimishima's time working... I don't want to read this whole thing. Okay, all right, we got that. Then, let's see, in 2001... He stepped down from the. Oh no, that's somebody else. Okay, sorry, I'm reading. He took over. He became the president of Nintendo of America in 2002.
Before what's his name?
Before Reggie, yeah, he was the guy who had Reggie's spot before Reggie.
But then they got rid of him?
No, and then let me see what happens.
I mean, that seems kind of silly that Reggie would replace him. None of us have heard of him. You're a Nintendo fanboy, Jeppy.
Yeah,
You've
did
never
he?
heard of him.
Yeah, that's
Did
what I'm
he step down because of a family thing, or did he get a different offer somewhere else?
I think. Oh man, I could have sworn I read somewhere. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. He became the reason why Reggie stepped in for his job was because this guy, Kimishima, I want to say his name. I gotta get used to saying it. Kimishima, he was promoted to CEO of Nintendo of America and for chairman of the board.
Okay, so you got a promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was terrible or something happened and they got rid of him. Okay, so that's a positive.
Yeah. So it was funny. I've never heard of this guy before. I don't know how he is. He does seem to be more on the business side of things, which is a good thing. But as far as the charismatic, side of possibly doing Nintendo Directs and everything, it still remains to be seen. But he definitely seems to have pedigree, and he's not new. For the record, he's 65.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think he's older than Iwata was. But
Well, here's my thought. He has experience with gaming, like controllers and stuff, because he worked with a company that worked with the joysticks. So that's
if that's the case, we don't know. They happen to have the same name. We have no idea.
Hypothetically that's the case. Now that would be a huge plus if that's the case, because of the fact that there's always been, especially in me and you, Jeppy, have had numerous conversations about this, a point of contention between the controllers or controller-like things that Nintendo has always used in their last few consoles versus...
You're specifically referring to motion controls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the record, everyone now knows that I am not the biggest fan of motion controls. And I've always thought that's been a point of contention with Nintendo. I love Nintendo.
Which is fair. No, that's a fair point.
Right. And if he has experience with that, I think that would be someone that would be great, because we all know that Nintendo has been working on some project coming out with a new console in the near future. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, he's been with Nintendo. He's obviously moved up. He sounds like a very likely candidate. Although, isn't it a little surprising that a couple of the other bigger names in Nintendo didn't kind of step up to bat at the plate?
Yeah, but I think this is complete guessing on my end. I think they had to take a very hard look at what Nintendo has been going through for the past, decade as far as success and, not being a success in certain things. And I do like the idea of having a businessman instead of... Okay, don't get me wrong. Iwata was the man. He was a developer. He started off as a developer. The thing was, the business side of it, For example, why would... I don't know why they still called that system the Wii U. I wish the project name was Project Cafe. How cool would it be if it was called the Nintendo Cafe?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they stuck with that brand just a little too hard. I think this guy might have seen through that. And this is this guy being Kimishima. One thing that I really like about him that we've never seen a Nintendo CEO before, and I think this is going to be probably the best attribute to him, is the fact that he was a president and CEO of Nintendo of America, which means I feel like he really does know what the Western audience, what they want. Because I really felt like with Iwata, there was a lot of, not with him specifically, but with his era, there was a lot of, these titles are, Americans don't want to play these, so we'll just keep in Japan, And I feel like this guy would have a much better finger on the pulse as far as what the world really wants, is from Nintendo and, what Nintendo needs to be.
Well, not only that, but I mean, the first two things, correct me if I'm wrong, that you mentioned about him happened to be in the financial sector. I mean, it was a Sanwa Bank, and he was CFO, the chief financial officer for
Pokemon Company.
For the Pokemon Company. So, and correct me if I'm wrong also, but hasn't like the last few years, since what, like 2011 or 12, like hasn't Nintendo kind of struggled financially? Like,
I think for the last, I think the swan years of Wii, definitely, that's when things started going down from the home console side. I think what really saved Nintendo's butt was the 3DS, specifically. Even though the 3DS had a really bad launch, do you guys remember that at all?
Well, the 3DS turned around and did huge at the end of that year, I believe, and then on top of that, when they finally released Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Brothers, I mean, those were huge successes. I mean, they pulled that company into the black consistently.
Well, and yeah, I think it's just recently that they've, been turning over a profit again. I guess a substantial profit. So I would see it would make sense. I don't know. It just makes sense to me to have a financial person, continue that trend towards profitability, if that's indeed what's happening.
That's true. And who's to say that he didn't have influence this whole time that we don't know about?
That's true.
But for the record, I did hear that the profit that Nintendo benefited from recently was kind of lucky because of, I think at that time the yen was really weak as opposed to the US dollar.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I think that really helped out. But hey, profit's profit. And, what they do with the money is something else.
I think it's important to take into consideration, too, the fact that, if he was, an earlier comment you made was like, what input might have he had prior to his new position? And if he was CEO, he had a great amount of... Now, I don't know, do we know how long he was CEO for? Does
I don't... See, the thing is, I don't know if he was CEO for Nintendo of America ever since.
Well, I think it'd be fair to assume, from a logical perspective, that we could assume that because they've done well the last couple of years with all their new releases and the way things have been handled, his vision for the company had to be pretty successful for them to consider him to run the whole company.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, that was my point. And it's just the fact that if he was running the American division and then they took him... I mean, I would assume they would have taken someone from the Japanese division before they ever would have taken someone from the American division. So they have to see that their futures lie in his ideas and his visions. I mean, why else would they have put him in that position? So I think it's a great move for them. I think that I find it funny that he did have a background with Pokemon, but I mean, Pokemon's been probably one of the most successful franchises next to Mario and Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think honestly, more so than Zelda, definitely as far as sheer number. Mario definitely rivaling it, if not beating Mario out. But yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty interesting and a pretty big event to happen this past week. One more thing that I wanted to talk about before we move on to the question of the week is, what you guys think about Taken King?
It's amazing.
So Taken King came out September 15th. So it came out a little bit over a week ago. So we've had a week and some change to really get into it. And even to this day, we haven't even finished me personally, I have not finished all the quests, and I think we've done most of the story, but we have not touched the raid at all.
Which needs to change ASAP, because that game's freaking amazing, and everyone needs to know.
All right.
It's just sad that no one will hear him. Except the,
No, yeah, man, that game is so good. It's so great. Like, that's the only game that I'm playing. And I'm a bit concerned about that because I'm missing out on a lot of different games to play. But this is taking away my free time. Okay? Mm-hmm. But I like it.
it's I mean, we're not saying it's a perfect game. Definitely not. No, but it's a great game.
It's getting damn close, though.
Yeah, it is. But I think a lot of that is just because it's just growing and growing and growing. But not just growing, but changing, you know. I do, at first I didn't, and I'm not referring to the release of Taken King, but they did this with Dark Below expansion as well as House of Wolves. They change, you know, like how currency works, gear. I don't know what you call I don't know the MMO term for, you know, whatever you call Lego or legacy marks. We're calling them Legos for the record.
Legos?
Legos. But, you know, like Ascendant Shards, I don't know what you would call that in MMO terms, but, you know, the fact that they keep changing that on us, and now we're learning a new system about light, and I feel like I finally am getting the grasp of it.
Well, you have to, I mean, Frozen can comment on this too, is that a lot of games do something very similar to what they did. And it's very an MMO thing where when they come out with a new expansion or another version of the game or whatever it may be, they update that. Like Final Fantasy XIV, which is the game I play a lot on the other side of things, is they'll switch to tomes all the time. So when they come out with a new expansion, it will be tomes of soldiery, and then the next one will be tomes of poetics, and you just it constantly changes. The system stays relatively the same, but they change that all the time. So that's pretty expected. It's actually a good step in my opinion.
That's cool.
You kind of lost.
Think,
I'm sorry, you kind of lost me. Gigs, what the tomes? What are we talking about?
So, for example, like in different games in MMOs, I'm trying to think what it was in WoW, but like once you got to the max level, you had to get like marks or something to like get your equipment.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of had that in the regular Destiny, I guess, you know, vanilla Destiny, with the Vanguard marks and things like that, you know, like that. But yeah, it's definitely more heavy influence now, especially, you know, if you wanted to have your year 1 exotics upgraded to year 2, you got, I think, what is 150 Legos to do that or something like that.
It depends if it's a weapon or gear. I think gear it's 125 Legos.
Oh, okay.
Or armor, I should say, because it's all considered gear, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So armor, I think what I've seen is 125 Legos, but weapons it's either 150 or 175. I want to say 150.
Yeah. So they have a lot of different types of currency in that game, you know, not just the glimmer, but everything else with the strange coin and the motes of light and everything like that. So I think they kind of messed themselves up in the beginning, introducing all of these things, and then they're just now kind of deciding, okay, we have this, how are we going to keep it around or implement it, since, you know, players have such an abundant amount of them. So I mean, one thing I would say is, you know, a call to correct that, because, you know, I have all these things, and now some of them are obsolete, and some of them don't apply to me anymore. So, you know, what can I do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think that's where their infusion system came into play, and there was the idea that you could buy the weaker legendaries or exotics, and then you could spend time infusing them to power them up.
But not our old stuff, though. Is
No.
what you're talking about Frozen?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're too weak to level anything up, honestly. Plus, they you can't even. They still might be able to use them, but
Well, that's another thing of MMOs too. Usually, you don't. When a new expansion comes out, you don't take your old gear with you. That never happens.
it's just weird that like certain, for example, my raid armor that I got from Crota, I'm like, man, I really have no use for it, but I didn't want to dismantle it because of the work that went into that, you know?
Yeah.
But either way, I really do like the light system, how it is now, because, you know, before, how much damage you did and how much damage you took from whoever you're fighting was very, happened in very discrete, huge steps, and that completely depended on essentially your light, you know, as far as what was like 20% or 30% drop for every level below whatever you're fighting you were at. But I do like the light system because even if you level up your light just one extra light level, you know, one extra number, that does have an effect, you know? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they definitely fixed a lot of that. I think they tried something that was different. I've never really seen an armor improvement system like that, but I think that it was designed in a way that couldn't be continued. It was just creating too much of a gap every time you played, you know?
Yeah.
I think that if they had that armor system that they have now designed earlier, that you wouldn't have had the same problems when we were all playing those raids, Vault of Glass, Dark Below, like all of that months ago, you know? I think it would have been a lot different and maybe a lot more fair.
What about you, Frozen? Any words?
No.
I'm so sad. He's like, no, I'm done.
As far as the presentation, it was dope as hell. It really was. I love the cutscenes.
Cade's the man.
Stole the show.
Of course, the hunter. I mean, it's all about the hunter, man. I mean, when are you guys gonna really understand that is the best class? You know, forget the Titans and your stupid bubble knees and your warlocks with your zombiness and, you know.
Are you done?
Creepy dances.
Yeah, I mean, you're floating around like.
I could have sworn that game was about teamwork, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Sorry for holding you back with our bubbles and our.
Well, it's an issue, and I'm glad you brought it up because I do need to talk to you guys about that. I need to be lone wolf. I'm a hunter. You guys are slowing me down, and I need to get stuff done.
Go for it. Go for it.
See how
Giggles
well you
and
do.
I are going to be in our own little Titan bubble, and he's going to stink it all up, farting all the way.
See how well you last
make the
without
dreadnought
the
earn its
auto
real name.
The what do you call it? The self res on the next Nightfall. Good luck with that one.
The auto raz? Is that the Samos do that? Samos?
That was one
Samos.
time I mispronounced. I'm not even going.
Say
to.
it.
Move on.
No, try it.
Samus. I know how to say Samus.
Glad you practiced.
Samos?
Samos.
Oh man.
It's two syllables, and you messed them both up.
It's like some Mexican cousin.
Now, there's nothing wrong with Mexicans. We're not getting there, but I'm just saying. It's like anyway. All right. Let's see. Yeah. What's up?
Well, I was going to say you were talking about a question of a day, but I got a question for you guys to kind of spark conversation.
Go for it.
What would you guys consider to be your proudest gaming moment?
I know mine right now.
Go for it.
Go for it.
And I think I know we have video of this, so it needs to be posted on the website. And that would be beating Jeppy's ass.
Oh, you bastard! Are you talking about what happened like a half hour ago or an hour ago?
Yes.
Okay, man. If that's
so
explain it.
You know, Jeppy and I have had this long history of him kicking my ass in Super Smash Brothers. It's been a very long rival.
Oh my god.
It's not a rivalry.
No, we can explain some rivalry to you, son. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, he goes to challenge me to this arcade game at Anime Weekend in Atlanta, which is awesome. I look forward to the rest of the conference. And anyway, so he challenged me, and what were your direct words? Oh, I need to videotape this so everyone can watch me beating your ass again. I think that was his exact words.
Let's tell him the game first.
All right, tell him the game.
Okay, it was a Dragon Ball Z fighting game, which was awesome.
I got concerned. I thought it was
not
Smash.
No,
because I was about to be,
No, because there will be blood if that would happen. I'm serious, Giggles. I would curb stop you if that would happen. I'm not joking.
First of all, I have beaten you in Super Smash Brothers before. You just have beaten me way more than I've beaten you.
But it wasn't one-on-one, for the record. I'm not Johnning, but
I've beaten you one-on-one before in Smash Brothers.
Was this in your dreams? I mean,
audience, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce a new video series that I just randomly thought of now, and I'm gonna call it Calling Giggles Out. And I'm just every moment.
No laughing matter.
I like that. But we
Frozen,
did play.
You damn hunter, you son of a bitch.
He did beat me though. Today we played this Dragon Ball Z 2D fighter game. I've never played before, but
I've never played before.
Yeah. No. That wasn't an excuse. I'm just saying like I've never seen it before. It was pretty
like
cool
an
to play
excuse to me.
Will you fucking let me talk? Anyway, so yeah, we're playing. So I put the camera on the where the buttons are, and we're playing. And I'm thinking I'm hot stuff. I'm like, I got this. I'm doing moves. I think it was Vegeta. I'm pretty sure Chris picked for me, but I'm not Johnny.
No.
And you were I forgot who you were. Were you Gohan?
Oh, I was Gohan for the win, and I was Kid Gohan, not the adult loser one that when he's older.
But it was cool. So he beat me the first round, and the second round started in the air, and I guess whoever hit first knocked the other character down hard to the ground, and we just kept fighting. It was awesome. It was cool.
So wait, that was your proudest gaming moment?
Yep.
Because the look on Jeppy's face after he talked so much trash and then lost horrifically, might I add. He was so proud.
The so much trash for just me saying, I'm going to...
No, it was
and
not.
We saw it 30 seconds before.
Announced it right before we went to play.
That's what I just said.
And he said, I'm not done yet.
That's what I just said.
He was talking trash how he was going to beat while we were playing too. And I put his in his place where he belongs, stupid warlock. Auto rest from that bitch.
I can do anything, man. I have one of each class. What do you have?
I have my hunter, and that's all I need. Why? Because hunter's the best.
Hell
Pooh yeah.
Pooh yeah.
Frozen, this is what you sound like when you say things like that. You see?
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Oh my god. I'm gonna... This is why I wish I could smack you in the face. It was so nice last time. I just walked another room.
Jeppy, what about you?
Oh man. I'm trying not to say Skolas right now. I'm really trying not to say Skolas. Because that was... man. Okay, so you're saying proud. It's not like where you're playing a game and that moment was just so cool that it gave you chills, right? You're just saying you were like
I did that. Like I did that.
It has to be Skolass, I think.
Skolass?
Skolass.
Skolass!
Yeah. Let's call him Asshole. Because even with the raids, now keep in mind I've never played an MMO before. That moment there was just, I really do think I cried. I'm not even joking. It was literally incredible. Like when the Elder Cipher dropped, I could not believe what I saw. It couldn't register to me that we finally beat him. So for me, that's the first thing that comes to mind. But I think that's if I think about it more, and if that is not my most proud moment, that is a very close second. So I'm going to go with that.
Gotcha. I think for me, this is going to, and Jeppy, you've heard it before, but I think for me, it has to be Metal Gear Solid. And I think, Giggles, you just recently played that, or did he play the remake?
You're talking about the remake that was on Nintendo GameCube?
I had played the original on PlayStation. It was the Psycho Mantis fight where...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, so, this was back in the 90s. I was in high school. The internet wasn't as...
The internet was stupid, man.
Yeah, it wasn't as prominent as it is now. So information for what you had to do and what you had to do to uncover secrets or find out mechanics of gameplay were kind of limited, just really based off of word of mouth. But anyway, I got this game, started playing it, fell in love with it, and this damn Psycho Mantis dude, I couldn't figure out how to beat him. I couldn't figure out why the screen was blacking out. I thought maybe something was going on with my PlayStation, and I spent literally over 2 hours fighting this punk without... What I later found out was you just had to switch the controller to a different port, the player 2 or player 3 or whatever port, in order to to beat him as he was, I guess, taking over control of your mind and your actions.
How are you supposed to figure that out? I never understood that.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like,
Giggles, you sound far away, man, for the record.
Yeah, so
I was just moving.
Okay. It's good. I'm glad you were moving.
So, that's my point, though.
I just heard what you did first.
That's my point, though. I mean, that game itself was amazing. How it incorporated like the back cover of the actual jewel case for you to get a specific radio frequency to contact somebody. So, it had a lot of cool mechanics of that, but there wasn't anything that was easily identifiable to figure out that, I can beat this guy when he tries to take control over my actions, just switch the controller to a different port.
Yeah, no, Kojima loved that. He loved the idea of schoolyard discussions.
Yeah.
Secret sharing and stuff like that. He did that with PT. But yeah, I mean, I remember, I never played the original, but I remember somebody telling me that's what you had to do. But the idea that you do...
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty messed up. Yeah, it's pretty messed up and kind of embarrassing, but it's also proud because I can say that I beat him without using that trick. And when I went to school the next day and I went ahead and told my friends about this, and they were like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Oh, I spent like 2 hours beating Psycho Mantis." Like, what? Why? I was like, every time I tried to do something, like I couldn't hit him or whatever. And then it wasn't until like a few days after, because it didn't click to them that I never switched my controller port, that they said, well, didn't you switch your controller port? And I was like, what are you talking about?
I didn't realize you could actually beat him without doing it. That's like very impressive.
Yeah, so
I
definitely kicked his ass with that. And yeah. I spent like literally almost longer than 2 hours.
And I'm assuming that you did it on normal, right?
Well, it's whatever I don't really think there was a hardness setting on that.
Well, I don't know what the original. I know what the remake they did. They had
Yeah,
because
I did it on easy. That's bull.
that was bull.
That boo was boo boo.
I'll see you in hell.
Hey, can you get closer to the mic?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I want to change my answer because I do realize what I realized. What I realized.
Do you realize?
Skolas was awesome, but for me, and you were with me when this happened, Frozen. For me, my greatest moment was beating Outlast.
Oh, yeah.
That's my not my greatest, my proudest moment, because the to ball ratio that I needed to like overcome was ridiculous, and I needed to get crazy balls. I needed to just find them.
Now you guys both played it, right?
Hell no.
So for me, okay. So for me, I don't feel like I really played it alone, because I was streaming at the time, and just some weird thing happened that day where just a lot of people just ended up just watching, and it was nice to know that people were, even though I think they were just trying to see me freak the hell out, but just the fact that that support really decreased the ball ratio. So I ended up getting more balls from other people. He gave me their balls, and I was able to push through it, and it was awesome.
Hey, Jeppy, is there anything that you would like to tell us about the balls in your life? Because you seem to be very much focused on balls and people giving you balls, and it's I accept anything that you may be doing, but I feel like you may need to just talk about it.
Sorry, this is what I mean to say. I beat Outlast. And f*** you. So, sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Because that's why.
But that is
balls.
Balls.
Question, did anyone ever play Dead Space?
That's a stupid game.
Stupid. His to ball ratio is too high.
Oh, your face.
I think that's going to go on the list of games that I'm going to have to do a cast. I'm going to have to do a video for it. Because I've never beat the third one.
Stream?
I know, I said cast. I meant video. But I beat 1 and 2, which I'm very proud of. But I need to beat 3. I never beat 3.
I don't like that game at all. And it's not because it's scary. I just don't like the game.
I think the first 2 were done really well. I heard the third one isn't as quote unquote horror. But if you want to do co-op for that one, we can.
We might need to do that. You know what? I bought it.
We can do it on the Xbox.
Yeah, 360. And I bought it, and then the only issue is that game, if you didn't have someone to play with, because if you're like, all right, we're all naturally kind of wusses when it comes to horror games, except Jeppy, I'll give him to his credit, will step up and play it anyway because he's dumb. But but that game, the frustrating thing about that game is that if you're playing with people online, a lot of people beat it like the first day they got it, and then what they were doing is just farming for items. So if they played with you for like 5 minutes, you'd be on like this crazy part of the match, they would just ditch you. And I spent 2 hours on one level that should have taken me 30 minutes, if that, and I just never ended up beating it because it just became too time consuming. So that is on the list of games that if we could definitely get a video for Extreme, I think I'd be down.
I think when the backwards compatibility drops, I think we can definitely do that.
But not to go on the side. We can move on. Sorry, that was just a thought that I had.
Is somebody eating something?
I don't know, but it sounded like somebody.
No, I was moving.
Fell down.
Sorry.
Why are you moving? Stop moving.
I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
I know. All right, so
You're about to lose control.
Podcast?
was this like? Was that like a spell?
Combo breaker.
Was that a podcast spell?
That sounded like one, didn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, I think that pretty much rounds out the episode pretty nicely. I think that Frozen, that was a great question. It really was.
Thank you.
So, that being said, this has been our first official Brainal podcast. We did record another one as a test one. One day we might post it. We'll see. It
will be in the annals of the Brainal catalog one day. I've always just wanted to say that, and I feel so good right now.
Oh, that's good.
That did sound really good. Everyone has to.
No, I'm with you. Because that word. It's like, really? Is it really pronounced? Yes, it is. Anyway, if you have been listening, whoever you are, I'm pretty sure some random alien's going to pick this up and just turn away. But whoever's listening, thank you so much. We really appreciate you listening. This has been the Brainal Podcast, and we would love for you to visit us at brainal.net. Our Twitter account is BrainalOfficial, and our Twitch account is BrainalOfficial as well, and YouTube is just Brainal. And am I forgetting anything?
Reddit is Brainal Gaming. And, yeah.
Hey, real quick, for the Reddit thing, do we have anything posted to that yet?
So, I posted on my personal accounts, and I believe that's what's driving the traffic to that one particular video, because I submitted the link for the Silent Scream emblem. Mm-hmm. So that seems to be pretty good. And by the way, shout out to Scorp. He commented on the Reddit thread.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
What happened?
He just said, "Sweet find."
Did he know that it was you?
Yeah, because remember I went Sherlock Holmes on him, and I sent him a message months ago.
But was he alerted to the comment that you posted?
Alerted to it? No, I don't think so. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, how did he?
Well, because I posted it to the specific subreddit for Destiny.
Yeah, but you're saying that he had to have randomly got on there to read that.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good. We'll see how this turns out. But anyway, thanks again for everyone listening. Anybody want to say any closing remarks?
Yeah, I'm going to work on the first video for Brainal replays. Should be missed. So I'm excited about that. Going to start tomorrow.
I'm very excited about that. I'm serious. I can't. I kind of wish that I was not editing it just so I can watch it. I have to.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a different. It's going to be one of the flavors of Mist. I think I'm going to go with Real Mist because they came out with different ones, but I think that's the most stable for right now.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Giggles? Cool.
Sweet.
We do plan on this upcoming week to post some cool video game related cosplay we saw at AWA 2015. That's what we're doing now. I do plan on. I was turned on to this particular Mario Maker level. It was something called like "How Far Will You Go to Save Your Son," and it's pretty brutal, but I think fair. And I do want to beat it, so I'm probably gonna I'll probably either stream that or post that or both. I think we should come up with a signing off saying or something for Brainal. What should we do?
Like as individually or as a?
I think we should all say it.
All right.
Well, this went real well. Good work, team.
Goodbye.
No, come on. It's got to be something really, really corny.
You know, at the end of the fighting games in the 90s, like, continue?
Well, I was hoping it would,
That would be.
I was hoping it would be Brainal related.
Brainal related.
I don't know.
It's not a tumor. I don't know.
I think we're gonna have to think about this because it's gotta feel right.
Yeah, I think. Wait, hold on. I'm just throwing it out. You guys know Anchorman?
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite lines is when in the teleprompter they put that question mark there.
Yeah. We are Brainal?
Yeah. I think we should do that. I think on the count of 3 we should all go we're Brainal, but as a question, and really just ham it up. just I mean, instill so much doubt, so much self-doubt into what we are in that one sentence. It'd be great. It's the only possible way we can end the podcast.
Okay, straight FaceTime. Okay. Are you going to count it down? Or
okay, that's fine. Look, you guys better do it because I don't want to do it by myself and look like a chump, okay? All right. So do we all understand what's going on? Giggles, I swear.
So we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to say, we are Brainal, like a question, and just really kind of be confused. Okay.
Giggles, do you understand what is being asked of you?
You're good. Go.
I like how you didn't say yes, but okay. You guys are going to betray me. You guys are hunters. I know you're going to do it. All right, 3, 2, 1. I can't do it.
Wow.
I can't because I didn't hear you guys.
Because you didn't give us time.
No.
You immediately started laughing.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, 3, 2, 1.
We are Brainal?
It didn't. Frozen. I'm so glad you were going to do it. I was going to do it, but I didn't hear anything. But Giggles didn't say crap.
You started laughing.
Find your balls and do it.
Well, give me your balls. All right. 3, 2,
give me your balls.
1. We are. We got to do this. Giggles, I think I did hear you, though. All right. 3.
All of you.
2. Wait. I'm getting.
Oh, my cheek. All right.
I think that's how we should end it. Oh, my cheeks.
Maybe I should.
Oh, my cheeks.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
We are Brainal?
Giggles.
I don't like that.
That was amazing.
Because Giggles didn't say anything.
It just ended with his high-pitched, squeaky-ass voice.
Thank you, you son of a
No, I meant
you're talking about me.
Not yours. You actually sounded like a human being.
Oh, man.
He sounded like whatever balls he had just got crushed as he went.
As long as you contribute, Giggles is all right. You can't even contribute to that. You can't even contribute to the last part.
I did, and then you started squeaking. And I was like, what the hell was that?
Oh. Okay.
Don't laughing.
All right. We're going to do it again. All right? We all squeak. I mean, like, squeak hard. Okay? Yes. Giggles, I want you to squeak, okay? All right. 3, 2, 1.
We are Brainal?
What's wrong with this? Oh, I love it.
Dumbest idea.
I know. That's what makes it so good. All right. Anyway, take care.
Great ending.
We are Brainal? Are we Brainal? Oh no. We're Brainal?
Oh, no.
Like, oh my god. Like, are we done?